We're here at the New York Encounter with Anastasiia Zolotova. Anastasiia is the director of Emmaus, an NGO based in Kharkiv, and since the beginning of the war last year, a Ukrainian refugee in Italy, where she currently lives and works with her husband and son. The mission of Emmaus is to create and support the circle of friends who accompany orphaned and young people with disabilities in search of a full life. Anastasiia, thank you for being here with us. We know it was not easy for you to get here. So we wanted to start by asking you about the title of one of the events at the Encounter, which is, "You will never succeed in convincing me to hate you." Does this statement describe your experience in any way? Can you tell us about that?
Thank you very much. Hello, Amy. My name is Nastya. I'm from Ukraine, from Kharkiv, and Kharkiv is my city that is very close to Russia. It's situated on the east of Ukraine. But 24th of February, one of the first missiles arrived also in very close to my house, and my life was changed, as the life of a lot of people. So now the war is almost for 1 year in our country, and I very missed my house. So it's very difficult to me to think about it. The war began, as you know, at 5 o'clock at 24th of February. 1 year ago, and it began as I know from one Soviet song that tell about how it begins the Second World War. I received a call from my father. I wasn't at Kharkiv. I was in the central of Ukraine and received call from my father that said the war started. Kharkiv is bombing, and we are in the place without light, without electricity. So if I should see something about the title of this of our meeting, I want to tell that. From the one side, the reality is very cruel, and I hate. During my days, I feel hate because it's very difficult to stand. To know the reality, than to see how. About this reality, the newspapers and a lot of people tell not things that are not truth. You see this reality, the people that die, it's not people, it's people from my country, my friends, the people that I know. So it is very difficult not to hate and not to get angry about this. But I also remember before some weeks before the war started, my grandmother, because we are very we were very worried. We were very worried, and my grandmother said me, "Not worry," because I remember when I was very young. She had 4 years old, when German soldiers came to her small city campaign, small village. They said all women with small kids should go to the wood, and she said me, "Don't worry, if the war would start, the moms or women with children will be evacuated," she told to me. But then the situation are very different, because when Russians invade us, they're not. A lot of people couldn't evacuate it, and also when the evacuation was organized, Russian not wounded, shoot the columns of evacuated people. So it's to. I want to think it's not for me and for all Ukrainian people. It's very difficult to each day live the same, not the same, but the same situation that I think that should be stopped, but it not stopped. Also, we have, and I personally have a lot of friends that are soldiers that go to the front. Also wounded and died. But from the beginning of the war, a lot of my friends and also my parents and also my husband told me they, Russians, are destroyed our life. I understand this, and I also my life, it's my life outside. I don't know how it is. It's destroyed because I should escape. I live in the new country. It's different in my life. But I had this voice inside of me this voice that tell me, no, I don't permit to Russians to convince me to hate my life and to think that they destroyed my life. No, I don't permit this. But why I don't want to permit this, or I had this voice or intuition, I don't know what it was, because I get a lot of afraid, also angry, and a lot of things. I think maybe it is the first answer of this question. It is because in the same time when the war started and I live all this angry and all this injustice, violence, also the reality give me and give my friend, give us a lot of people that ask help. Also, we need to help each other, and also to help our boys and girls to stay in the new context, to feel that they are loved and not abandoned. So I think it is the first answer to this question, that there is somebody who asks you something and you should make a decision not to hate all seconds. You could hate, and I hate, but not all the day, because I should also answer to somebody that ask me to share, to help, and okay.
Yeah, and so on that point, the story of your escape from Ukraine with Emmaus and your arrival in Italy is a remarkable story. Can you share with us how this experience of being welcomed shaped your view of humanity and this desire you describe of not wanting to be dominated by hate?
No, we evacuated some of our boys and girls before the war started, and then when it started, we decided to move to Italy all together. I was in central Ukraine with some girls, and also with my husband and my son. Elena, that is our president, was involved with our educators and a part of our girls with disabilities. So then we decided all together to move to Italy. But there was situation of как непонятно, что вообще происходило. We are not uncertainty and afraid also, because we don't understand what is happened. Then we spent 8 days to come to Italy. We stay on the board for 2 days, and in the cars we have 5 cars. Then there was my husband and also one of our educators. They weren't permitted to cross the board, and we should say bye-bye in 2 minutes. Wow. And then put all things in 2 cars and across the board. I with Elena, only with girls that come by foot. By foot. Then we arrived to Bergamo, and to the family, it's Anna Serene and her brother Amadeo, that with a lot of friends accolto?
Took us in, welcomed us.
Welcomed us at their home, and there was I think this experience of welcome from them, because we are all very, very sad, angry. We don't understand anything. We should do a lot of things, and they stay without us, without asked anything in return, without any conditions, without. So they do a lot of things, very, very concrete for each of people, because we arrived, we are 15, but every week somebody came. So at the end we were 30 of us. Somebody depressed and say nothing, do nothing, but they welcomed us, and I think that they won. So the fact that they want to stay with us and share our pain, without saying it will be good. No, a little bit they want to say that love will win, but for us it was abstract words in the beginning, in this period. I was very angry when they said some kind of things, because I said no, it's not truth. Then I discovered that maybe a little bit it's truth, but I was discovered only because their not activities, their life or their everyday actions to stay with us helped to feel this объятие, как се dice? Hug.
Hug.
Embrace. And also other thing that helped me, in general, our friendship in Emmaus from adults, from our staff, because we also we always say, but we live in this way. So we live the war where everybody speaks about not value of the singular person and of life of singular person. But for us, it was very, very important to bring all of our boys and girls with us, and to to give them certainty that they are not abandoned, and that we want to help them not to feel abandoned and violence one more in their life, because they have lived a lot of violence during their life in orphanages, and we not want to want to repeat these things for them. And it's not only for them we do these things, but for each other. And for me, my friendship with my colleagues from Emmaus helped me to go through the pain and to share this pain, and to feel that this pain is not useless. I don't understand.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So clearly there's a journey from deciding that you don't want to be dominated by hate, the hate of a person or hate of a circumstance, to there's a journey from that to the grace of being able to forgive. Do you find in yourself a desire to forgive, even when your country, your people, your family and friends are still in the midst of this terrible suffering because of the war?
No, for me it's very difficult to speak about forgiveness now, because for me it's not the question actuality. No,
like a real question.
the real question, because for today the significance of this forgiveness for me in the context of war that continued, I don't understand. For me, not in general that it's good thing, but for me I don't understand. What I understand is that the small path to start to forgive, I think the first path is to welcome the reality and the things or circumstances that we live. But to welcome, it's not to go away from this. Welcome, and I don't want to see these things, or I go across these things and do my other things without leave. For me, welcome it means that I should welcome this pain and all this suffering in my heart, to be able to stay with people that God give us, that ask me every day to stay with, and not to stay with also, but to do a lot of things for them. And I think that we couldn't cancel the pain from the life, but we could enter in this pain. And I think that we should give the space to share, to that Ukrainians be able to share their pain, because I think that is the first step to forgive. Because if we don't want to hear them, forgiveness won't come. So for me now the question is to stay with them and to hear what they said to me. And then forgiveness will come, but without this sharing, I think it's impossible.
Thank you. Well, we thank you, Nastia, for coming all the way over to New York City to share your story with us and to allow us to be able to hear you. We're truly grateful. It's a remarkable story. So thank you very much.
Thank you.